This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you as Kentucky slowly gets back to normal on this Monday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope your day's off to a great start. It's January 25th.
It is, and now at 6:30, the great dig out continues this morning. We're live with a look at areas still reeling from that major winter storm.
For the first time in 3 years, police in Scott County investigating a homicide, and there's a link to Lexington.
And Lexington Mayor Jim Gray talks about his upcoming decision. Is he running for the U.S. Senate?
Pretty good looking roadways, the main roadways. Got to be watching out for some icy spots on the back roads. 20s outside this morning. Pretty chilly start, but things are looking just fine. You get into your afternoon, you're going to love this. 42 degrees. Do we go up from here? I'll talk about that coming up.
It took a long time to be able to say this. We were wondering Friday if we ever would, but it has stopped snowing finally, and Friday's major winter storm, though, is still causing some real problems.
Yeah, we have more than 100 school closings and delays on WKYT.com this morning. That includes Fayette County on a 2-hour delay. Madison and Clark County schools both closed today. Those districts. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in Richmond with more on the situation there.
Good morning, Rebecca. I think Bill said it best about 5 minutes ago when he said today is dig out day. That's really the case here in Madison County, where they have canceled school again because it is still not safe for their students to be riding these school buses on many of these slick neighborhood roads and snowy back country roads. Now, this morning they are still working to clear a lot of these snowy streets, but one concern that every driver is going to have is going to be ice. A lot of the snow that started melting off these roads froze back onto these parking lots and streets of the surfaces of these streets overnight. So there are a lot of slick patches to be on the watch for. Now, Eastern Kentucky University is operating on a normal schedule today. However, their extended campuses are on a 2-hour delay. Now, we're here off of exit 90 in Richmond, and these main roads are not too bad, but once you start to hit side streets, you really see a difference. Many of them are still quite snow covered, quite an issue. And the further south you go, the closer you get to Berea, the worse things become. So it could be quite some time before school buses are able to safely travel many of those neighborhood streets and country roads. Now, there could be some relief on the way for maybe parents who want to get the kids out of the house and back to school. Many road crews still working very hard, because the sun is going to come out later today, and it is going to be accompanied with much warmer temperatures. We're going to see temperatures well above freezing, so hopefully that will help road crews really start to clear out these side streets that have canceled classes yet another day. That's the latest here in Richmond. I'm Mark Barber, WKYT.
Well, in Pulaski County, the snow damaged the Sonic in Somerset. Part of the roof collapsed under the weight of all the snow. An employee told us no one was hurt. Amazing, looking at all that damage. They didn't know exactly how long repairs will take.
And the piles of snow and icy sidewalks can also lead to some busy emergency rooms, and that's been the case. Doctors in central Kentucky see all sorts of patients after big snow. They say a lot of injuries they treat come from people trying to shovel the snow away. Dr. Ryan Stanton says he sees a huge spike in heart attacks at Baptist Health. He says there are some things you can do to protect yourself.
Go shallow. The amount of snow that you have on the shovel makes a huge difference in terms of the weight and the amount of strain. So a little bit of snow at the time, work your way down. That'll help as well. Also, you want to try to stay as upright as possible. The more vertical you are, the better your physiology of your heart is. And then also take frequent breaks.
Dr. Stanton says the best thing you can do if you do have a history of heart problems is to find someone else to shovel for you. And while challenging, the major snowstorm has also provided a lot of beautiful pictures.
It's
Micah
amazing.
Showed us some a few minutes ago.
You know, it makes for an absolutely beautiful scene out there, all that white. Kay Willis shared a great one from Jenny Wiley State Park in Prestonsburg. It's a coyote on a frozen dewy lake.
And Pamela sent us in this beautiful shot of a snowy hillside. This is from Bledsoe in Harlan County. Wow. You could just sell Christmas cards of that next year.
That is amazing. And Alexandra caught WKYT's Phil Pendleton having some fun sledding.
Ah, there you go. And keep those pictures coming. Just use the hashtag WKYT Rules Winter. The case against a man accused in one of Lexington's 4 murders of the year is going to be moving forward today. Donald Roark Jr. is accused of killing 28-year-old Corinne White outside an apartment on Red Mile Road earlier this month. Roark's preliminary hearing is today, where we could hear police testify about the evidence they have against him.
Well, for the first time in 3 years, police in Scott County are looking for a murder suspect. Deputies say witnesses saw two men attack and shoot 24-year-old Jeremiah Washington over the weekend. This happened on Tips Lane. Police say the shooters took off in a red car, possibly a Chrysler or Dodge. They're also trying to figure out why Washington, who is from Memphis, Tennessee, was in Georgetown.
The victim has been arrested in Lexington in the past, which would lead us to believe that he has connections or ties there. Hopefully being able to release our victim's name, someone out there will, okay, I know that guy and I know he's been running with whoever.
The Department of Corrections says Washington was convicted in Fayette County last year for possession of cocaine. Investigators have yet to identify two people killed in a Pulaski County house fire. Saturday's fire was on Coffee Road in Nancy, but the public safety director says crews were not able to recover the two bodies until yesterday. Firefighters had a tough time getting to the home because of the snow-covered roads. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A thoroughbred retirement farm in Scott County is asking for help after one of its barns was destroyed in a fire. The barn at Old Friends Farm went up in flames Friday night. Thankfully, no horses were hurt. Old Friends Farm is now raising money to build a new barn. They've set up a GoFundMe page for that. We have a link to it on our website, WKYT.com.
The time right now is 6:37 on WKYT this morning. The field is now set for 4 special state house elections that could drastically change the political landscape in Kentucky. If Republicans win all 4 seats, the House would be split 50-50. That would be a first in the state's history. The only race in central Kentucky is for the 62nd district. Republican Philip Pratt and Democrat Chuck Tackett, both of Georgetown, are running to replace Ryan Quarles, who was elected state agriculture commissioner in November. Governor Matt Bevin scheduled the special elections for March 8th. And just weeks after taking office for his second term, the newly elected for his first term, Republican governor will outline his first budget plan for the Commonwealth this week. The State of the Commonwealth budget address scheduled for tomorrow night at 7.
The water crisis in Flint, Michigan continues. Michigan's Attorney General plans to give an update on his investigation today. People in Flint being urged to use bottled water. Today, a Lexington man plans to deliver up some help. Mike Byers at our live desk to explain exactly how.
Trip from Flint, Michigan in order to deliver some fresh water. Now, the married couple, along with many volunteers, spent most of the day yesterday filling a U-Haul with more than 500 cases of water. Water they'll be handing over to families in need. Karama and his wife are leaving this morning and are personally driving the U-Haul to Flint. The couple says they decided to take action after learning about the city's water crisis. According to the Associated Press, the financially struggling city switched from the Detroit's municipal water system and began drawing from the Flint River in 2014 to save money. The water wasn't properly treated to prevent lead from pipes from leaching into the supply, so anyone who drank the tap water was exposed to lead, with children being at the greatest risk. Now, if you would like to donate but can't make it out before the couple leaves today, Karama says you can donate to his PayPal account at divinekarama859@gmail.com. That's DEVINECARAMA859@gmail.com. He says the extra donations will go towards gas for the trip and extra water. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Mike, thank you very much. We'll find out today or tomorrow if Lexington Mayor Jim Gray is going to run for the United States Senate. The filing deadline is Tuesday, and Gray says everyone will know by then. He makes it clear he is making the decision based on a lot of careful consideration.
And I've been encouraged by a lot of folks that this is a race that should be made. So it's always encouraging to hear that. I've said many times that I enjoy my job and my role as mayor.
If he does decide to run, Gray, a Democrat, would challenge Republican presidential candidate and U.S. Senator Rand Paul.
Let's get a check of traffic, see what's happening out there this morning. Some black ice probably you'll want to be aware of, so just take it easy.
Certainly could be an issue, and let's go check right now with Officer Don. Good morning.
Good morning. Of course, black ice could be a problem, and that's something that just sneaks up on you. So you got to be extra careful on the way in this morning. For the most part, the bridges and overpasses and exit ramps are in good shape, but you do have to use caution. As we get a live look outside at Lexington traffic flow right now, you can see slowdowns on Richmond Road approaching the Circle. That's that left turn lane to get on the inner loop, but it looks like we're mostly clear. Inbound Nicholasville Road, heavy 2 approaching Man o' War. As far as our drive times go, keeping an eye on that for you this morning. Of course, a lot better situation than we dealt with on Friday and over the weekend. Nothing unusual happening coming in from Nicholasville right now. We're keeping an eye on the lights, Nicholasville and Man o' War and the Circle, but 12-minute hop. From Versailles, about 10 minutes. From Paris, we'll take about 18. In Richmond, normal traffic across that Clays Ferry Bridge, dealing with about a 31-minute ride. Now back to you in the studio.
Yeah, really pretty normal times. We are noticing that Winchester trip in this morning looks to be a little long. Lots of icy patches along the way, so keep that in mind. 6:41 on WKYT this morning. Great to have you along with us, and a lot more news coming up on your Monday.
Well, a group of young people busted for being bad.
Bad.
Yes, thank you.
There you go.
Wow, Bill, you really wanted to get in on that, didn't you? House like a sheep foiled their plans after weather.
Our roadways around here look pretty good. The main roadways look fine. Now we're going to be seeing some melting snow the next few days. That means temperatures well above freezing. I'll have that coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good as we go throughout the morning hours. Now, we will have some temperatures later on this afternoon, well above what you're seeing right now. 27 now in Danville. 150 is looking pretty good. Done a good job. I've heard from people on Twitter saying, yeah, it looks pretty good there in Danville. Not all that bad. 30 degrees there in Richmond. Don't forget, Madison County schools closed today. However, EKU is actually back on regular schedule, except for the extended campuses. They're having a 2-hour delay as well. So things are looking just fine in most locations for the main roadways. But like I was talking about, some of those back roads, those could be a bit of an issue. We just got to be watching out for that as we travel through the next couple of days, really. All right, let's check out the sky cams. Let's look around the region. Go up 75, and you're traveling northbound on 75, and things are looking pretty good throughout the traffic there on roadways. Not only that, but you get off Athens, Boonesboro, head up Richmond Road. They've cleared that off pretty well. Things are looking good there. I traveled that yesterday, so all looked well there. Winchester Road, not all that bad. Man o' War, Southern Split came through Man o' War. We're looking good there. Russell Cave, not a sloppy go at it, but you just got to watch out for some of these slick spots. Don't forget, Bryan Station High School, north of that, I mean, you're talking about those temperatures there in the 20s, even when you're heading into school. 20s and 30s, lower 30s, so still some freezing spots are possible, especially the neighborhoods and back roads. You got to be watching out for that as you travel this morning. Lunchtime, though, 37 degrees. It's above freezing. That's good news, because you know what, we got 3 or 4 more hours of heating after that. So that takes us into the lower 40s today. Many of us there in the lower 40s. It's just going to be a much better day. We need this big time. We'll even get some sunshine peeking through, too. Let's talk about your weekend plans. Extremely nice weather ahead. Saturday, you're talking about 50 degrees. Sunday, 51 degrees. Some really, really good weather ahead. Here are my top 3 pictures on Facebook that you guys posted, and how many people liked them. Well, this one, what a beautiful shot out at Cumberland Falls. That's through one of those trails out there, and Robert Archer sent this one in. This one was right there around that 350 likes mark. And then here's the next one. This was number 2. This got about 915 likes. This is from Kyle McKenzie. What an amazing view. Check out these pictures. If you're not looking at the screen, check this out. I mean, really, really good looking shots out in eastern Kentucky. And here's the number 1 shot. No doubt about it. This got over 1,050 likes, almost 15,000 people viewing this one there, because Chastity Meeks sent this one in. Chastity Meeks of Lake Cumberland from a distance. How great is that picture? Beautiful, beautiful shots this morning. Top 3 pictures on Facebook and on Twitter. We love them. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to be looking at late rain later on tonight. So not only are we seeing temperatures well above freezing, but we're also seeing some rain. That's going to help us out big time. Upper 30s to lower 40s the next few days, except for one day. That's going to be Wednesday. We could have a couple of flakes, but nothing really to be worried about. I think if you're looking for flakes, it's Wednesday and Friday. but still no accumulation expected with this one. I'm leaning more toward that. We'll see how it changes as we get a little bit closer, but no snowstorm ahead. Let's just put it that way.
Let's hope we're one and done.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
It would
just
be.
get through it. Go ahead and get through and be done
I'll
with it.
tell you
I like
what, those shots were awesome that people
Great
sent in. So
shots.
beautiful
Amazing.
sights, a lot of good memories and all this, extra sleep for some. So those are the bright sides.
Yeah, if you're lounging around.
Right.
And then it's been tough for others. 6:48 is our time this morning.
Well, sheep saved the day during a high-speed chase in New Zealand.
Did they ever? Police say the chase started when a car carrying 4 people failed to stop. The chase went on about an hour and a half until the car came across a huge mob of sheep right in the road. The driver did not try to run through the sheep, and all 4 people were arrested, including a 14-year-old boy and girl. They have been charged in the chase with theft for getting gas and not paying for it. So all that to be sorted out, but the sheep assist law enforcement with that one.
Interesting. There you go.
Bright and early we are on your Monday morning. Great to have you along. A dig out day underway.
We have more news as well coming up.
Coming up, flooding, ice, and travel delays after the weekend's monster blizzard. We report from up and down the East Coast. Plus, why do women pay more than men for many products and services? We go undercover to find out. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Still to come, taking workplace relationships to a new level. Meet the company organizing blind dates for its employees.
They're getting ready to go, as you can see there at the CBS Broadcast Center in New York for CBS This Morning. That's coming up at 7. The time right now is 6:52. In some parts of Kentucky, it snowed for 24 hours straight over the weekend. And because of that, many places are still digging out.
Yeah, we will get lots of help from Mother Nature today. Temperatures expected to go well above freezing. But before the big thaw out, there are more than 100 school closings and delays. Fayette County's on a 2-hour delay this morning. You can find a complete list on WKYT.com.
And new this morning, a water main break has shut down part of a Bourbon County road at the moment. Drivers right in downtown Paris will have to avoid High Street between 8th and 14th Streets until the repairs are made. It's not clear what caused that water main to break. Happened about 8 o'clock last night. It's been leaking since then, causing a lot of slick spots, as you might imagine, around that area as that water is freezing.
The case against a man accused in one of Lexington's 4 murders of the year moves forward today. Donald Rourke Jr. is accused of killing 28-year-old Corinne White outside an apartment on Red Mile Road earlier this month. Rourke's preliminary hearing is today, where we could hear police testify about the evidence they have against him.
Millions of people across the East Coast are heading back to work this morning following this weekend's deadly winter snowstorm. In the nation's capital, where 2 feet of snow fell, the federal government and schools will remain closed for the day. Much of the nation's air system is slowly resuming service after canceling out around 11,000 flights.
There have been no report of injuries in Alaska's magnitude 7.1 earthquake, but 4 homes were lost to explosions or fire. Alaska's state seismologist says Sunday's early morning quake was the strongest in the region in decades. It was widely felt by people in Anchorage. Super Bowl 50 is all set. Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos will take on Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers next month. The Panthers dominated the Cardinals while the Broncos edged the Patriots in the NFC and AFC championship games. This will be the first Super Bowl where both starting quarterbacks were #1 overall draft picks out of college.
A great game, and it's less than 2 weeks away, and you'll see it right here on WKYT. And right now on WKYT.com. The snow is over for now. Finally a chance to clear out that snow, and we'll be helped along by some melting. We have a long list of closings and delays this morning. Fayette County schools again on this 2-hour delay. Madison, Clark, and Jessamine counties among those districts closed today. UK and EKU on normal schedules, but Eastern's extended campuses will be opening late. East Coast airports finally reopening. Airlines trying to recover from those thousands and thousands of canceled flights. Federal government again shut down today in Washington. CBS This Morning will have the latest on all of that coming up here shortly at 7. Our most viewed story right now, the weekend murder in Scott County, where a man was shot to death at Sammy's truck stop. The victim, a 24-year-old man from Memphis who was convicted of cocaine possession last year in Lexington. Well, thousands of you shared your beautiful shots of the snow and ice in your area. And then I tweeted this picture Saturday morning that has had dozens of likes, despite about a foot of snow on the ground and the roads, and with stores closed or operating on a skeleton crew. There she is, 85-year-old Kitty Shue made it into work and pulled her shift at the Meyer in Richmond. Amazing dedication, amazing woman there. On Kentucky.com, Lexington's efforts to return to normal after the massive snowstorm. And then again, CBS This Morning on the way shortly with your eye opener, and we'll have local updates. Join us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter or Instagram. There they are at CBS. And of course, for the latest anytime, go to WKYT.com.
Drive times across the region heading into Lexington, and the I-75 corridor looks just fine, and also 64, good flow and those locations. 27, 127, haven't heard of any issues whatsoever. Temperatures around the region, we are in the 20s. It's not as cold as it has been the past few mornings. However, some of these roadways, some of the plows came through last night. I know my neighborhood got hit last night with some of these plows, but that doesn't mean all the snow is off the roads. So you just got a heads up for some slick spots here and there, some of that black ice. Still going to be involved in your early morning commute. By the afternoon, guys, check that out. It's 42 degrees. Extremely mild conditions. We really need it. Not all the snow will be melted in the next couple of days, but let me tell you, the weekend in the 50s, it's looking better. It's looking much better in our forecast. Yeah,
cannot
really good
complain with that.
In the forecast.
We'll be ready for that.
That's right.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, nobody is more up to date than you to start your day. Thank you for being with us on WKYT This Morning.
CBS This Morning is next. Have an awesome Monday.